There you go.
Do you highlight this?
We'll call this meeting to order. If you'd all stand and remove your hats, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the last meeting.
Second. We've got a motion and a second to approve the minutes from December 22nd. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed the same. So moved.
All right.
Ms. Atkins.
Yes, so I have the allowance docket for the pay files of December to be approved.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims paid.
I'll second.
We've got a motion and a second to approve accounts payable. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed the same. So moved.
All right, and then I also have the fund report and the claims for this docket to be approved.
I make a motion to approve the funds report.
Second. Okay, good.
We have a motion and a second to approve the funds report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed the same. So moved.
And that's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Wagner.
Actually, I'm going to hand it back over to you, I think, for the two resolutions honoring the students from Bremen High School.
All right. We've got two resolutions here. A lot of guests in attendance. I will go ahead and read resolution, the first resolution, 2026-1, and then we will, I'll entertain a motion to approve this resolution. So go ahead and start. Resolution number 2026-1. Whereas the Bremen High School girls soccer team completed its most successful season in competition in the Indiana High School Athletic Association. And whereas the Bremen High School girls soccer team compiled a record of 11 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie in the regular season. And whereas the Bremen High School girls soccer team then won the program's first ever sectional, regional, and semi-state titles in the 2025 season. And whereas the Bremen High School girls soccer team concluded its season as state finalist with a record of 17 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. And whereas the successful season is a testimony to the rigorous training, dedication, and fighting spirit of the entire roster. And whereas the Bremen High School girls soccer team has brought honor and recognition to Bremen Public Schools and the Bremen community. And whereas the town council of the town of Bremen is desirous of honoring the Bremen High School girls soccer team for this achievement and calling attention to the remarkable efforts. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the town council of the town of Bremen, Indiana, that on behalf of the municipality and its residents, it does hereby commend the players and coaches of the Bremen High School girls soccer team, namely the head coach, Ricardo Reynoso, assistant coaches, Lindsey Berger, Roberto Nava, Alex Steely Nava, and seniors, Lindsey Bird, Isabella Calentine, London Grounds, Camilia Jimenez, Avery Malcolm, and Taylor Rodriguez. Juniors, Alexa Santillan. Sophomores, Allison Gonzalez, Kate Kincaid, Allison Clearman, Lila Meyer, Ava Rader, and Avery Shiflett. And freshmen, Naomi Makata, Emma Town, and Tatum Young. Be it further resolved that the Town Council of the Town of Bremen, Indiana expresses the admiration and pride of the Bremen community to entire team for their successful season. Dated this day, the 12th of January, 2026. I will entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2026-1.
I'll make a motion to pass resolution number 2026-1.
Second that.
We've got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed the same. So moved. Congratulations. We've got a second resolution, number 2026-2. Whereas Isabella, as I was told before this meeting, goes by Bella Calentine, has completed a very successful season as a member of the Bremen High School girls soccer team. And whereas the Bremen High School girls soccer team won the program's first ever sectional, regional, and semi-state titles in the 2025 season. And whereas Isabella Calentine served as captain of the 2025 girls soccer team for 2 seasons. And whereas Isabella Calentine concluded her soccer career by receiving the Teresia Wins Mental Attitude Award at the Indiana High School Athletic Association State Championship, which is awarded each year to a senior athlete who demonstrates excellence in regard to mental attitude, scholarship, leadership, and athletic ability. And whereas Isabella Calentine is ranked 10th in the 2026 graduating class and is a member of the Key Club, Student Council, National Honor Society, Recycling Club, and Spanish Club. And whereas these achievements are the result of much dedication and hard work on the part of Ms. Calentine and her teammates and coaches, and are a credit and honor to the Bremen Public Schools and the Bremen community. And whereas Ms. Calentine has represented her family, team, school, and community with pride and dignity. And whereas the Town Council of the Town of Bremen, Indiana is desirous of honoring Ms. Calentine for this achievement and calling attention to our efforts. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Town Council of the Town of Bremen, Indiana, that it does hereby commend Isabella Calentine on behalf of the municipality and its residents, and expresses the appreciation and gratitude of the community to her for the manner in which she has represented the Bremen community. Dated this 12th day of January 2026. I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution number 2026-2.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-2.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed the same. Congratulations. Are these all for the young ladies here?
Yes.
And then we'd like to get a picture,
Yeah.
okay, in front of the flag. If we can have you all gather up here. We'll get one with the team and coaches, and then we'll get one with Bella and whoever she's got here representing her too, so. Are you good to go?
We're good, we do it. You do it, Gavin.
Okay.
You do it, send it to me.
Oh, there you go. I can do that. There you go. We got the press here. Keep coming in. Probably gonna need 2 rows. Maybe 3.
Pull those chairs out of the way.
Coaches in the back, maybe?
Okay, back row, you guys stand up on your tiptoes. This is your calf workout, and front row kind of give me a little bit of this.
There you go, Aaron.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
All right, and then Bella. All right. Coaches, are you gonna?
The rest of you want to get this one since there's less people?
We'll let Mike do it.
Okay. He's hold that.
3, 2, 1.
All right, congratulations. Here you go, this is yours, and then we'll get these out to. You guys are welcome to stay if you want, or you're welcome to leave too, so. Thank you for coming out, congratulations. All right, new business.
No, actually, those, you're still on me.
Oh, okay, we're still on,
Sorry.
right, okay.
Just get the fun stuff out of the way first. There's two things that I sent just earlier today, because they came up kind of suddenly. But essentially, there's basically something that needs to be corrected on the clothing allowance policy as it's stated in the handbook. One of the numbers just isn't accurate anymore. And so we have, I gave you kind of two versions of the ordinance. One that adds, both of them change that part, I guess, but the other version adds in, extends the clerk's office employees and the director of operations office employees also get the clothing stipend. There also seemed to be just some other things that needed to be discussed, and so I think the idea with the clothing allowance policy was we absolutely need to change the number that's out of usage, I guess, with what the current practice is, and that's regarding the police department's uniform allowance. Whether you want to make the other changes or if you want to do kind of a bigger overhaul, we can deal with the administrative employees being included kind of anytime you're ready. It's just up to you. But in the conversations that I saw that were going around, there was a lot being kicked around that didn't even make it into here. And it's just kind of back on your plate to say how much of this do you want to get into right this minute, put it off. We understand there may need to be a larger conversation. So, but at least we need to adjust that police department allowance. So.
I'll make a motion that we approve the clothing allowance adjustment on the numbers, not give them more or less, just make the numbers in the paperwork adjust to what they're actually receiving.
So that's the first ordinance, right?
Yeah, that would be version A.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
I'll second that.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second for ordinance 1-2026, an ordinance of amending the personal policy of the town of Bremen regarding clothing allowances.
Oh, and I'm sorry to interrupt, Mike. It should be something that we actually declare an emergency, pass it on all three readings, because she needs it basically effective immediately. We can't wait another meeting. I should have mentioned that. I apologize.
I'll include to make that motion all three readings.
And I'll second it.
Okay, so we have an ordinance 1-2026 motion and seconded with the emergency, all three readings. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, oppose the same. So moved.
And then Mr. Frayne asked me to put together a contract for janitorial services, which we had kind of one agreement for the longest time, and we're kind of changing what that entails. So he asked me to put something together. I threw it together as fast as I could. There's already one thing he pointed out that I needed to change to define how many days per week the contractor's coming in. I was not able to get in touch with them to figure out if it's an individual as a DBA or an entity, are there other employees or subcontractors involved? We know the amount, that's a pretty minor change for me to make to the contract, and I guess Keith and I would ask for you to just authorize us to get that kind of little bit of information in that we need to define the scope of it in terms of who's gonna be covered by the contract. We'll add that additional information to define the number of days, and then go ahead and get it signed if you can approve it essentially as to the amount that's being paid.
Do you wanna make a motion, or do we need a motion on that?
Yeah, I would like you to make a motion on this.
I'll make the motion that we approve the wages that were discussed, and that the clarification on number of days to be reevaluated at our next meeting.
And this is for the janitorial service.
Yes.
Yes, just on that. And to be clear, we're not making employees. This is a contract arrangement. They are not gonna be employees.
Just so you know, that with this new service and the way we're doing it, it's gonna be about half of what we were paying our janitorial service. So it's a big savings to us, and
So basically, you need to figure out whether it was a 1099 situation or a business that you're,
Well, no, essentially, I need to know who the other party is. Is it just this person as an individual? Is it do they have an LLC, or in the process of setting that up? Is it something they're just doing themselves? Some of it, I think, is just for our knowledge, just in that sense of, there's a confidentiality clause built in there. They're gonna have access to potentially files, computers, things like that. I would like to know kind of the scope of how this is applying. Are there employees? One of the issues that we have, since they are gonna be working in the police department, is they need to have criminal background checks done ahead of time. I think we wanna get a head count. How many are we doing? It's obviously easier to get one done than, maybe 5. There's just a few things that we need to do on an administrative side based on the number of people that we're dealing with. And from what Mr. Frayne described, the proposed contractor that we're dealing with has some other corporate contracts that they do. And when I heard that, I thought, well, we may be dealing with more than one person, and we just need to get a little more information. So, but yeah, to me, the biggest question is, who's the entity? Is there an entity?
So starting out, you're looking at this, but if they continue to grow, is there something in there to say, it must be you, this individual, or somebody within your company?
If I remember right, the language on the provision for the criminal background check says anybody who's going to be entering the building on this contract has to have a criminal background check before they do it. So if they were to take on employees, they would have to have that done before they got to that point.
you even included subcontractors that they might, it's not gonna happen, that kind of thing, but they very well could have extra people coming in. This gal does a couple pretty big factories.
Can you phrase it for the entire, like the town hall as well, right?
It's phrased that way already,
Okay.
I believe. So I'm pretty comfortable with that. What I missed was the logistics of how many times Keith wants them here.
Yeah.
And in which spot, what they're gonna do. So that part, frankly, I wasn't a part of those discussions, so that came to the slowest to me. So on the whole, though, I think it's pretty close to what we want. I would like to have a conversation with the contractor, though, to understand if they do have employees or subcontractors, are they having them sign NDAs or anything like that?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and I guess there needs to be a conversation about insurance as well, so.
So we're making the motion to approve that further discussion and finalize those details.
so really, I think at this point, we're probably just approving janitorial services for the amount of $280 a week.
I think you're authorizing us to go out, finish the contract and get it signed so Keith can get them started.
Right.
So, just with the changes we've discussed, I may shoot you an email later on this week and say I added 3 more points to it based on what came out of those conversations, so.
Okay.
But I would say that the contract is largely gonna look like what it does right now. There may be a few tweaks that are made based on what we learned, but this is pretty much it.
Okay,
I will
so
second that then.
we have a motion and a second for the contract for janitorial services. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose the same. So moved.
We have the survey back from JPR on the apartment building. And I think the appraisal is gonna be taking place sometime in the near future. Has Mr. Santee been in touch with you?
Not with me.
Okay. We exchanged some emails before the holidays, and I will get back in touch with him to get that started. So I know that's the other piece of the puzzle that we were waiting on, so.
Okay. Is that it?
RDC meeting on Wednesday, I believe, if anybody wants to attend. I believe it's at 5:30.
Yeah. All right, new business. Do we have any new business to discuss? Any? All right, nothing on old business on the agenda. Public comments. We'll start with
Hi.
Joey. Hi, Craig.
Yeah, nice to be back. Hope everyone had a good New Year. Sorry. So I was here back in the fall to present the comprehensive financial plan, just to recap on that. So now it's a new year. We're looking at a new agreement here. I know Megan kind of relayed the information to all of you. So I'm kind of here just for questions, any concerns, any questions on the agreement. I will go into a little bit of detail real quick here, just for how we got to price points, things of that nature. So looking back in 2025, Baker Tilly had a fixed fee agreement with you guys for BT Plus and TIF Plus services. That was around 200 hours for the year, around $50,000 for the year. So with that being said, there was a couple other agreements that were kind of around there within that year. So we did financial management reports. Jeff Rao and Kimberly Savick came and presented those reports on the utilities. There was one for water, one for sewer. That was an additional agreement outside of the fixed fee one. So that was around 85 hours for the year, around $20,000. And then we did continued disclosure work around 11 hours, which was $22.50 for the year. So if you add our fixed fee agreement with the other agreements together, it's around 295 hours, around $73,000 a year. So with that being said, this new agreement for 2026 is kind of all together in one agreement. The way we increased some hours a little bit, TIF increased hours about 40 hours. We increased hours around 50 hours on the BT Plus side of things. I had lunch with Megan back in December, and the way we got to this, where we're at with the agreement, is just things that she needed done, wanted some help with. So there was a page that I provided today to kind of outline what those, so around 405 hours is what we're proposing this year, because we're adding in the agreement hours from the other agreements into this agreement for this year. So I just broke it down, just to summarize here, high level of how those hours of 405 hours are being factored into the different types of services that we're doing under this agreement that we're proposing. There's a couple new services, and that's why the fee kind of increased, as well as the hours a little bit, on top of adding in the pre-existing agreements. So annual financial reporting is 15 hours new this year. That's helping Megan provide to submit in Gateway at the end of February, which we didn't do that last year with her. Also added into here is the quarterly council reports, which is 50 hours. This is something Megan thought would be beneficial to council. So every quarter we would provide a council summary packet of real time of how the town is spending against their budget for the year. We look at the town funds and also look at the water and sewer funds, and that is every quarter. It's just a 5-page packet there, but it kind of shows how you're in line with your budget in the current real time. And then also we added in a little more hours on the TIF side of things. We had about 80 hours last year. We bumped it up to 120 hours to get a little more involved there. And then also I added a little bit of accounting support here on the back end of things too, just for miscellaneous items. But so that's kind of how we got to this agreement for this year. This can be altered, this can be changed. I mean, we can revisit this, but I just want to be here for questions to get an understanding of kind of what we're thinking or concerns.
So I was trying to write as fast as you were talking.
Sorry.
I wasn't able to keep up, but so last year, the 200 hours you started off with was for, was it the budget, the BT Plus, right?
Yep. so that covered, budget assistance help, doing the budget worksheets with Megan, coming in to do a budget workshop, helping her complete that in Gateway to get your budget approved. And then it also included the, comprehensive financial plan that I came and presented, late fall, about your 5-year plan, capital plan, with like Senate Bill 1 impacts and how the funds looked at a 5-year period. A little more hours, you know, Megan would call me on and off for help and stuff like that too, so that's what that was covered.
And then you said, the second one you said was about 85 hours, and that was for,
Yeah, so the second set, there was 2 other agreements that are being added into this big one this year. That was around 95 hours last year. One was a financial management report based on your utilities. We do your utility budgeting and provide outlooks on those 2 utility accounts there, and that's what Jeff and Kim presented back in the, I think, late summer last year. And then was continuing disclosure work for about 10, 11 hours that we provided on your outstanding utility bonds that we've been doing for several years for the town, so.
so that's 295 hours in total, but then we're estimating this year would be 405, and 50 of that would be quarterly council reports,
Yep,
and then,
and then the AFR, which is like 15 to 20 hours.
okay.
And then we increased TIF work from 80 hours to 120, so we're adding over 100 hours more plus on a couple of new services, that those AFR and the council report, and then adding hours on the TIF work too.
So on the TIF work, is TIF covering their portion of it? Is that kind of how we're looking at it, or?
The redevelopment commission, yeah, they
Yeah,
they
that's
paid
what I
a
meant,
chunk
like,
of this
is
Yeah.
redevelopment
last
gonna?
year.
Yeah, and they would do the same.
Presumably they would,
Okay.
so.
I mean,
I would
and I think I
ask approval.
stated
Yeah.
this in my email, I want to be careful that we're not using TIF money for operational costs, like,
Right.
but if
Right.
it's,
No, if it's related to their services, and the way I view this list is, it looks like it's mostly town is on this sheet.
Okay.
And then, you know, the issues the redevelopment commission has are different,
yeah.
Yeah.
so.
And again, it's a workable document, you know, we can have discussions about what can be removed, that kind of stuff. You know, something that not every year I'm gonna need help on some of these things. Like annual financial review, I didn't really get a lot of direction on it last year. Just was told, here's your reports and you plug in this number and that's it. I've worked with other clerk treasurers, I've gotten some help there, so I can always lean on to that. And then, yes, the council quarterly reports, that's something that had come up during the budget process. We had talked about doing that, so again, maybe that's something we don't dedicate 50 hours to. Maybe I can put some stuff together and shoot it back to Craig, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's not a necessity for any, you know.
And that can
By
be
means.
reduced to semi-annual or just annual
Right.
too. Quarterly is kind of in real time, so it requires you to reconcile quickly and things of that nature, because we have to get those numbers, but that would just be, it's an added value service, more for what you can know and in real time as council, so some towns like it, some don't, and you know, we could do 1 quarter, and if you don't, then we don't do the rest. And the thing with this agreement too is it's in the event that we don't reach the hours cap of 405 hours, we give the credit back to the town, or we roll the hours into next year. So those hours just don't go away, or the fee, you know, we're doing the work that we think we need to do here, based on that fee, so. But it can be changed. The other thing is having a fixed fee. There's a 10% discount involved, so what that means is that it's a blended rate, we're able to staff the town on our end more efficiently, getting the team involved and setting up timelines throughout the year to get the work done that we need to. If we just did a time and expense, which is how the financial management reports and the CD work was before, that's kind of like a one-time thing, and it's at my rate, which is a lot higher, so we're able to kind of fix you fee, you know, that we have you and have us in your back pocket, so.
I understand this better now than when I first read it, so, I mean, I'm okay with moving forward with this, and we'll, you know, see how this goes this year. I mean, obviously, we want you to have as much support as you possibly can, and what's best for the town, so. All right, do we need a motion to approve
Can I
anything?
ask a couple questions?
Yeah, go ahead, absolutely.
And this is more just, since you're here.
Yeah,
For the
absolutely.
redevelopment commission, but, the spending plan that's due on December 1. I had to do that again, And I thought that would be included in the services. Are they included in this package now?
Yes.
Okay.
I know there were some conversations on the back end between us and you, so, from my understanding, that is included this year, then that's why they increased the hours from 80 to 120 to cover that. Line in the agreement, line M, item M is everything that it covers that fixed fee.
Okay.
So that lays out all the services that related to TIF that we would cover under that fixed fee. Anything after M is gonna be time and expense, so I did talk to Matt and Sam today, and they said like the trail project involvement, that would be something on time and expense things, just cause we don't know the timeline on that stuff, so things of that nature, projects, stuff like that would just be time and expense. We're here to help, it's covered in that agreement, so, and the reason why we put all of it in one agreement is because we don't have to keep sending out multiple agreements throughout the year and things get lost and then you don't realize what we're doing for you. So this is like a one-stop shop, you're able to kind of say, hey, let's do L, let's do M, and then, you know, we get that done. So, it's just a master agreement for the town from us. I will say this doesn't include like rate studies, bond issuance, that's all separate because those are one-off stuff. We can't determine the time for that,
Yep,
but.
and I think that makes sense,
Yeah.
but I think the redevelopment commission's perspective is they want, just an increased understanding of what is coming in, what is going out, in order to make some of these decisions. And, you know, if you look through the one sheet, there's, you know, you can see points in the year where they have these sort of inflection
Yep.
points. And it's a little bit easy to say on some of them because of what we've got going on, that, you know, they don't want any money to pass through because we're kind of firing everything in one direction. But, some of those things need to be, in order for them to make a decision, I think that's educated, they just need more information than what they've got right now. So, we're moving in that direction. Megan actually has been great for that. We're still trying to put the information that they want in front of them. This will help.
And I think there was like a little gap between what we knew you guys wanted with TIF versus
Yeah.
what you needed. And me and Megan realized that too, like what the, you know, we kind of sold ourselves short a little bit last year. There was a lot more hours involved that we kind of just put away, courtesy of the town, but, so what I'm saying is I think just having that understanding and maybe we facilitate a phone call and figure that out too.
The spending plan was just an example.
Yeah.
I just feel like we need something a little more detailed and a little more, I guess a little more thought out. And it's beyond, frankly, the scope of what I can really do by myself, so.
And we can cater to, you know, not every town's the same. If you guys want something more, this is just kind of the basic line of what we can offer for TIF, but we can do a lot more. So that's just something we'll need to know and kind of talk through and get a game plan going, so.
I'd just like to say that next year I'd like to revisit this and see where we can cut, hopefully, so thank you.
Any other questions? All right, do we need a motion, Mr. Wagner, at all, or are we approving are we actually putting a contract here, or we just?
Yeah, I thought it was the
Yes,
approval of an agreement, so if you guys are ready to do that tonight.
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the new contract with Baker Tilly for 2026.
I'll second.
Excuse me.
We have a motion and a second to engage in the services with Baker Tilly for 2026. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed the same. So moved. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other public comments? Okay. Mr. Frame.
So I see we have down the janitorial service, we've already hit on that, just want you guys to know that we interviewed 8 separate companies and we had them from low to $783 per week, so we felt that this vendor would be the best fit for us, but just wanted you to know that we did search high and low, but all we did is put it on the PD's Facebook page and the sign, and we had to actually tell people we've got enough interest, but Also, in order to replace this audio, video, it's outdated and technology's shot, we're gonna go ahead and I'm having Adam Seifer order a new owl with the updated latest technology that should fit our needs quite well. Most important thing that I have tonight is I sent you men a quick email that we'll be looking to recommend somebody for the Marshall County Tourism Board. I was approached by County Commissioner Stan Klotz, said that they needed a recommendation by their next meeting, which is I think next week. And Amber Reed was the first one that popped in my mind. She's a lifelong Bremen resident, an educator. I think she's now working on her 20th year at the Bremen High School. She's teaching courses in entrepreneurship, business, marketing, her work as a co-chair with the Oktoberfest, her work with the new Bremen Village shops, that she's putting her heart into it. I think she'd be a great representation, but I'm asking for your recommendation for Amber Reed to represent us on that tourism board.
I'm good with it.
Need a motion or just a nod?
No, I would vote on it.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve Amber Reed to the, to represent the town of Bremen on the tourism board. Marshall County.
We have a motion and a second to approve Amber Reed as the Marshall County Tourism Board Representative for Bremen. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed the same? So moved.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Henry,
I have nothing.
I skipped over. You got, Chief, you got anything back there for it's your last chance. Forever hold your peace.
I'm checked out.
Okay, your cake's all been cut. All right, perfect. Ben? Ryan? Lane?
One thing, our horizontal grinder at the Marshall Street dump, getting up there in age, got some things that are some wear items that need replaced. One in particular is very expensive, one piece. I guess, need your approval, but looking to get the machine back up to good working condition, help us out for a long time to come. The Premier is the company. They're supposed to give me a quote. Wasn't able to get it by tonight, but I'm looking somewhere probably. My guess is could be close to $20,000.
It's a refurbished situation. You're not buying. Are you buying a new piece of equipment or
just fixing?
refurbish?
Yeah. There's.
What's your budget? Is it 40,000?
I don't remember what it was for this year.
I think it was like 40,000.
Yeah, that sounds right, yeah.
We talked about it, and they hardly spent any last year for the same maintenance. And this piece of equipment, I will tell you, every county meeting I go to that this comes up, everybody knows we have this piece of equipment, and they'd really like to have it themselves. And to me, it's a no-brainer to fix this thing the right way, so we have it for a long time.
Just a thumbs up, right?
Thank you.
Yep.
That's all.
Nate?
Nothing tonight, thanks.
Chief?
Yeah, my monthly report, also, you got an invite to the appreciation dinner next Monday night. Other than that, that's all I have.
All right.
I'll make a motion to accept department head reports.
I'll second it. We got a motion and a second to accept department reports. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed the same? So moved. Mr. Jones? Mr. Dan?
All right, guys. With respect to the wastewater plant project, we need to discuss a date and location for the pre-construction meeting to kind of kick things off on this whole thing. I've been having some back and forth with those guys, and they pitched next Tuesday, January 20th at 1 o'clock. First of all, is this room available for said meeting?
What night is it?
It's afternoon, 1 o'clock on January 20th, next Tuesday. If it's not, we can change the date.
Show it open.
Okay, I will tentatively schedule it for that. If something comes up and we've got to. So at said meeting, we typically we discuss the kickoff of the project and the timeline and everything. One of the things we usually like to do pretty much immediately following that is issue the notice to proceed. That starts the construction contract timeframe. That actually hasn't started yet until that gets issued. So I'd like to request the town council authorize Mike to sign the notice to proceed outside of the town council meeting, so we can issue it like next Wednesday.
So you need to be at that meeting at 1 o'clock.
You do not need to be there. We encourage any town council member that wants to come. Attendance is not required from anybody from the town council. I would like Keith to be there, if at all possible, but I would just reach out to you outside the meeting and forward you an electronic copy of the document to have signed.
Like DocuSign. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to give Mike Lehman the authority to issue the notice to proceed for the wastewater project.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to allow me to sign for the wastewater project documentation. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So moved.
If anybody is going to attend that meeting, any council members, just be mindful of how many are going, so.
All right. Also, last Friday, Thieneman mailed original copies of the construction contract, bonds, and insurance to my attention. I got electronic copies of that stuff late last week, and I launched it to all you guys so you could kind of take a look at it before the meeting here tonight. I thoroughly reviewed everything. Their insurance, their level of insurance exceeds what we specified, so we're good there. And wanted to request that the town council sign off on the construction contract.
Okay.
Unless any of you guys had any other questions, but I think I presented this previously. It's unchanged from what I previously presented, so.
I had a chance to look at them, they looked okay to me.
Yeah, I read too.
Yep.
Do we need action?
Yes.
Motion? Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we proceed with the contract for Thieneman for the wastewater treatment project.
Second.
We have a motion and a second,
Alex, he said.
and a third and a fourth to approve the contract with Thieneman for the wastewater project. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
Alrighty. Next up, in the memo, I touched on the fact we've been getting RFIs and submittals from Thieneman, so they're starting to kind of prepare the paperwork side of things. I'm getting this job rolling. We're gonna be working on that continuously for the next couple of years. Kind of switching gears to Lake of the Woods. If you recall back, I think it was the first meeting in December, the memorandum of understanding between Lake of the Woods RSD and Bremen was drafted by Attorney Boxberger at Lake of the Woods and forwarded to us. I think we kind of maybe shortly presented it in the meeting, and I said, why don't we table it to make sure that everybody's got an understanding of everything and there aren't any other questions. Well, I thought I'd give you the opportunity to do a quick rundown of what's in that MOU before asking you guys to authorize that tonight. So just to kind of give an overview of that, Lake of the Woods estimated wastewater flow is 47,000 gallons per day, the average daily flow. That's based on their current mag meter readings. So we've looked at several years worth of readings off their flow meter, and that's their average. The district's constructing the force main connection, and they're providing in-pipe treatment. So they'll be dosing chemical into the force main pipe to ensure that we're not seeing exorbitant levels of hydrogen sulfide at the discharge point in town. The MOU states that the district will be billed at the town's bulk customer rate of $4.22 per 1,000 gallons for metered service, plus a monthly base rate of $4,192. And those rates are as established in accordance with town ordinances. Future rate increases will be based on a cost of service study. So, when Baker Tilly would run a rate study, for example, that'd be presented to Lake of the Woods as evidence for their rate increase. The town reserves capacity in the wastewater plant of 50,000 gallons per day of average daily flow, just kind of rounding that 47,000 up. And the agreement term is 40 years. those are kind of the big bullet points going down the MOU. In talking with Attorney Wagner and Attorney Boxberger, I don't think those guys had any questions about anything anymore. Wanted to see if you guys did. And if we're all good, I'd like to request that it be signed off.
So, just to understand, currently, are they paying us a fee right now?
Yes, but
Okay.
the fee they're paying you right now is for operational services. Because Matt currently operates the wastewater treatment plant and the pump stations out there. Essentially, what would be happening is what you guys are billing them for operating the wastewater plant, that would go away. Because they're just becoming a bulk customer of the town. They would presumably still be under contract with you to operate the lift stations. That wouldn't change.
Okay. Do we know what,
And that's not an agreement, right?
That's not in the agreement,
Okay.
correct? It'd be-
so they would be paying on top of that if they wanted us to operate their lift
Yes,
stations?
correct. The operation of the lift stations are not included in the bulk user rate.
Do we know about what the services?
I'd have to ask Matt, I do not know
Okay.
off the top of my head.
I'm just curious.
I think it was like 60-some thousand or something, isn't it? Something like that?
I'm not sure.
I think we approved it just at the last meeting.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
something like last
So
meeting or something.
it was at the last meeting, I remember that from the minutes.
Yeah.
So, but that's the same agreement we've used
Yeah.
literally, I think, since before I got here, so.
So the base rate is essentially their buy-in, is that kind of what it's covering? 'Cause like sometimes sewer system, people that wanna come on your system have to buy in for that capacity reserve.
Right, yeah.
Is that what that base rate is?
Correct, yes, I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay.
That's the idea there,
Okay.
yes.
And that's for as long as the contract stays?
40 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So they pay us for the bulk and then they would turn around and charge their residents
Correct.
on their own?
Yep. So they'll have to do their own rate adjustment based on the estimated monthly charge that you guys would be then billing them. They'll have to adjust their rates to their customers as well, but
So at 47,000 gallons a day at $4.22 per 1,000 gallons, we're looking at about $73,000 a year.
yeah, plus the base rates. Plus $4,000 times 12. Because they're paying 4,192 a month plus the gallons.
Okay.
So what happens if, say, 5 housing developments wanna go in out there and we surpass the 50,000
We have
gallons?
to reevaluate this and
Okay.
issue a different MOU. Yeah, you're only reserved up to 50,000 gallons per day.
Okay.
Yep.
One of the things that if we haven't, I don't know where the agreement is in draft form, but, you could always tie the agreement to a graphic, to a map saying this service area only. And if they expand that service area, they gotta come back to you. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be untypical.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, not that you're gonna see a lot of growth out there, but you never know.
Actually, there was one property owner who wanted, and I don't think it's necessarily off the table that if she found the right builder, I think you could see more development out there.
So that may be a good thing to ask for.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I can have Attorney Boxberger kind of revise this and tie it into a figure that shows the current limits of Lake of the Woods RSD and define that as the service area.
That would be pretty typical of an agreement like this.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. All right, well, that being said, we won't be signing off on this, so, unless you guys have any other questions, otherwise I'll take this back to attorney and have him adjust this and add a figure in.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome.
You got anything else, Dan?
Nope, that's all I got.
Don't have anything.
All right. Well, you already deferred to Dan, so
I
you
did.
want to just talk.
He took it off.
Town council member comments.
I have nothing tonight.
I have nothing tonight.
Nothing.
I have nothing either.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Before we adjourn, so we got a man in the back of the room that has served, you all saw everybody was here, the place was packed, but it's just us. Man served for got about 39 years, I say served, fire department, police department. I think we owe him a debt of gratitude, maybe a round of applause. This is his last meeting, guys.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah. That's 39 years.
Fast?
Fast.
Wanna do it again? All right, now I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We got a motion to adjourn, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
All right, probably need your two.
Oh, is that what that does?
Thanks for the hands.
Hey, Matt, this is.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how.
Oh, that could